Greetings YouTube, it's Matt from the Green Arcade. We're back, as promised. So, we're going to continue plowing out here. Fuzzy is doing the fertilizing. Got to do a little bit more painting around the edge there. Looks like he might be done. Yep, he got all that field. I do need to go buy that planter while it's on sale too. Before I forget, let me go over there and do that. So this is the, I think this is the one from JHHG, 1775. Does liquid fert. You got to put that on there. This is only two options. Let's see. Wheel setup. I think I'm gonna go with the crawler track. Gauge wheels. Spoke gauge wheels. GPS. Let's do the Starfire 6000. Liquid fertilizer openers, yes. Cleaners. Is that what does that even do? Does that do anything special? Because that's $26,000. Cleaner discs. Configurations. So you have narrow floating, air adjust, or no. Does that do anything? I would say the one for 26,000 must be, it must do something. What is your favorite tractor? Probably either the 4955 that we've got. Or maybe the 9RT. I kind of like the 9RT. We have the US version of that. And there's nothing wrong with a good old 8R either. 8RX, 8RT, 8R. So the 6R is a nice tractor because 6R and the 7R, you can use those as utility tractors too. So, all right, I'm gonna do that on that because I don't know what that is, but if it costs $26,000, it must be something good. So, let's see, drag chains. You know what? I looked at this before. Don't think I need that. I'm just gonna leave those off. Let's see. Well, they made the text so small there. Factory mounted set for liquid fert. Well, it's automatically checked to yes, so I'm going to leave that. Attachers. So you can do a trailer hitch on this. That might come in handy if we want to do like a tow behind fert setup or something like that. So I'll go ahead and put that on there. Hey, look, default no license plate. That's a first. Hadn't seen that in a while. All right, so that's 290. That's a pricey one, but it's a good one. So let's do that. All right. Now I just got to get a tractor that'll pull that. Hopefully, want to go on sale. Good morning. Welcome in. Guess we'll get our first true test of this, whether this worked or not, when I go to hire this plow out. See if it generates the lines or not. Alright, so this is where I started. That should be good enough to take care of the creative plowing. I'll disable that. They gave me straight lines. Alright, looks like it's gonna work, at least for the plow anyway. Go ahead and do 3. I did 2 around the created field here. Alright, see if that'll hire out. It should. Yep, he's gonna move. So all it took was redoing the field a little bit. Alright, while he's doing that, I'm gonna come back in and finish up that outside. Oh, gotta fix that. Huh. Got away from me. I think that's all of the painting that I need to do. Alright, so that looks good. I'll come back and fix my little boo-boo there. And then I'll come in and do just some grass kind of on the edge here. Yeah, kind of got away from me right there. Alright, you know what? I'm going to do a little smoothing right there. maybe on this other side. Just a tad. Okay. That should get it. So I'll let him do that, and then I'll come fix that later. How is this map? I like it. It's usually when a map is based on a real location, it has the extra added character to it. Just when you let me do a fly around, probably the quickest way to look at it. So a lot of the required mods that you need with it are like custom houses, you know, stuff like that. It does have a lot of character. So when you drive down the road, it's definitely, you can definitely feel that it's based on a real location because of the attention to the level of detail. There's a lot of attention to not just the detail on the buildings, but on the trees, the fields themselves. Basically, the size of the trees, the placement of the trees. You got the placement of like the ponds and stuff like that. Just the whole layout definitely feels like you're there. I mean, this honestly, this feels like something local to me. I'm from the deep south, and this area it's very reminiscent of some areas, some rural areas, I should say, near me. But yeah, just the whole layout. And Gage, I believe I looked it up. I believe it's southwest of Paducah, Kentucky. So you have these little roads like this, and this looks a lot better in the fall. Let me say that. The trees, all these trees through here, you get kind of that kind of tunnel effect of all the fall foliage through here. Fantastic drive down through the fall. So harvest season, you'll really enjoy it. It's a beautiful map, and again, the attention to the level of detail is amazing. It's awesome. You know, here you get you some cow areas, got a horse pasture. And it's a 4X map, so you're going to have that level of detail. Still haven't decided whether I want to keep this or not. How much would this sell for? 281. That would almost pay for the planter we just bought. Feel like I'd probably want to do a little bit of work over here. Trying to straighten up some of these edges maybe a little bit. Border right there. But yeah, it's got a lot of character. Granted, it only has 3 sell points. It's still very, very pretty map. Again, it doesn't do it justice here in the winter time. But man, when you get leaves on the trees and you get into the fall season, very nice map. I will say you'll need a pretty decent computer to run it as well. Very complex fields. Pretty awesome. I like the shop area down south. here's the shop area. This is also one of the 3 sell points. Got Gage Grain down here. When you look at the shop area, you got people walking around. You got people just kind of hanging around. Even over at the sell point, you know, you've got little groups of people hanging around over here. It gives the map a lot more character. Got a couple of test plots over here by the shop. Got the one fuel station down here. This is Gage Grill and Grocery, I believe is what it was. Yep. Gage Grill and Grocery. So basically this is the Duckies from Riverbend Springs with a blue roof. But it fits in. It fits in with the map. It's got that old country kind of feel to it. Definitely feels like a old small town gas station. Kind of want to go in there and grab a bite to eat. Alright, this guy's plowing. How's he doing over there? Yeah, he's getting there. It's gonna take him a minute. He goes slower than the big case. Maybe time just to go ahead and invest in another tractor, because we're gonna need one to pull the new planter that we bought. The in-game 8R is 312.5. Where's that other one at? I think that's it right there. That's better. That's not 312.5. That's 235. What it'll be once we get done doing the add-ons on it. Is it that one or this one? I think it's this one. You know what the next question is can we put a 3-point hitch on the front? Okay, we can. So that's good news. So 458 on the horsepower. Do the duals. Do the weights. Take the plate off, and I think that's it. I think that's the tractor. Is that the tractor? Or is it this other one? A different year model. This is the 2016. I want to say the one I'm thinking of might have had the beacon on it. You can do the 3-point on the front of that one. I want to say it was that other one. Yeah, I don't think it's this one. This one only goes to 400. It is that other one. It's not this one. It's this one. This is the one. This is the way. And I want you. Show me the way. Right, yeah, that's definitely better than the 312 that we had, but that's the tractor. Okay, got that. And then let me go ahead. I'm thinking in my brain, what do I need? Go ahead and get a front weight for that one because I really need this guy on the plow right now. I'll come back and get a tank for that later for the planting. And then a plow. I have these other deer plows, but these require, this would be something, I think it would pull that one, but I'm just going to go with the MT plow that we've got. I have that one for the smaller tractors. Just go with this one. This one's always been our go-to. I could do yellow, but I think I'm gonna just do black. That'll work. Now, another way to tell if this is the right tractor or not, will it tip over? If it will tip over, yep, this is it. That's how you know you got the right one. Is it tippable? Yep. Yes, this is on PC. This is Gage, Kentucky by Gagefield. And it is a 4X map. The cotton field. Good morning, Jacob. How's it going? Get a Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm good. I've got a, I won't say Gatorade. I've got a Dr. Pepper Zero. I like the Dr. Pepper Zeros better than the Diet Dr. Peppers. The Diet Dr. Peppers, I think they have like a higher thing of what is it? Oh gosh, the aspartame in it. I think if you look at the little nutrition facts in the back, the zeros is pretty much all zero. That's it. Everything is zero. 0 calories, 0 sugar, you know, all that. But I think the diet ones have, do they have sugar in them? I don't know. Pretty sure they have a higher concentration of the aspartame in them. This field will be ready to plant as soon as I get done plowing it. That field should be ready to plant as soon as he gets done plowing it. That field over there I'll have to fertilize after the fact. I think the first stage of fert will go down on that when we plant it. Yeah, so we got the first stage over here. We'll plow this. When we plant this, the final stage of fert will go in over here. So that one, the first stage of fert will go in over there, and then I'll have to fertilize that after the first growth stage. So March, when March gets here, I'll have to fertilize that one again. That's the way it works. Had to make some changes to that field though to make it work. I kind of want to make some changes to this one too. But I'm gonna hold off. I might do a little bit of work on the bottom edge down there. But I'm gonna hold off for a minute because I'm gonna clear out some of these trees here and probably merge that field with this field over here. We do own this field, but I got a lot of trees to get rid of. Story of my life. I've got a ton of trees up here to get rid of. This is the big project up here. But if we remove some of these trees, the thing is like there's a creek that runs right down through here. I need to see where that creek kind of stops at. Let me find the creek. There's the road. There's the creek. It's easier to scout these areas out when it's winter because there's not a lot of growth going on. I'll say I don't think it goes down all the way. Got a little path here. This would be a great place to go do a little fishing. Maybe this creek does go all the way. Still going. It looks like it ends right here. So where am I on the map? Alright, I'm right there. So basically where it looks like where that comes out across there, that's where we could connect these. Probably just straighten this edge up a little. And then work it around this way. But won't cut, I'm not going to cut the trees around the creeks I want to keep those. They kind of act as a natural fence type barrier between the field and the creek. I'd probably just draw a straight line from the edge of this field that way and just keep all the trees there. There's plenty of creeks and plenty of ponds to keep the trees around, and of course around the border of the map. Everything else is fair game. Not any creeks down here. Could use maybe a little smoothing here and there. There's not any creeks or ponds or anything down here. You can get this open area where we had the cotton bales, so and we'll probably keep. I'll have to investigate where the border is actually sitting at, though. I really hate going past the circles, but that field did a little bit. I want to say the barrier's probably right in these trees. Yep, there it is. I'm hitting it. Right there. So it's literally right past this first line of trees. So I'm not going to cut any trees from away from the borders. What I can probably do is just draw a straight line through there, or just keep the rule of stay on this side of the telephone pole. Don't cut any trees past that line. So I'll come in with a tractor. Actually, you can kind of see down through there. Be cool if I had like a laser level to shoot down through there, and then I could just line that up, shoot that laser down through there, and then I'll know what I can cut and what I shouldn't cut. That'd be really cool. Anyone know what key you press on FS25 icon to open the other menu? I'm on controller. I don't know what it is on the keyboard. I know escape goes to that one. So that's the escape key, I believe. The other menu, are you talking about the like the shop? Oh, you're 120,000 in debt? No, I meant on the launch icon. The other menu, are you talking about like Giant's Editor, or I don't know. Anybody? Jeff would know. Jeff still watching? Oh. Yeah, that I don't know. I've done everything through Steam. So that I do not know. As far as cedars go, we trying to think. Have we used a cedar yet? Mm. Where's that other combine at? It's over at that other farm. There we go. As far as cedars go, we've got this deer planter here. As far as cedars go, we've got this little small cedar here. We haven't really used a cedar per se as yet. Trying to think, have we? The only place I used the cedar was up north. I planted some grass up there. Did it with one of these. We have the John Deere version of this one, and then we have the Case, Case IH version of that one. We have that planter. We have the larger Kinsey planter, and we just bought the JHHG 1775 planter. Probably need to go buy some more solid fruit, don't I, over here. Alright, we got more solid fert over here behind one of the sheds. Yeah, a lot of the fields, um, from what I've seen, need work. And I mean, like, you need to actually come in and like work the fields. You know, do a little smoothing in some areas. Remove a few trees in some areas, because you'll find that some of the edges of the fields have trees actually sitting in the crop. So, especially this field, let's see, field 74, I guess it would be. This border over here, we came in and completely redid this border because there were trees in the crop. Same went with this field down here. There were trees in this field in the crop. Plus, this field had issues generating the AI lines, or the steering assist lines. So we completely redid that, painted in a lot around the edges, and then plowed it back out. And I got a guy down there plowing out the crop that we had. We had corn down there. So it should be good to go now. But yeah, there's going to be some areas that need to be worked. And then again, I found a few floating trees here and there, but nothing that the lumberjack mod can't take care of. I was using the brush chipper on these trees, but man, a lot of these trees have been resized. So normally a lot of these trees, they're not the size that they are. When the map author does that, when they resize them and make them bigger, they're worth a lot more. A lot more. And you'll break your map if you use the brush chipper, or do any logging on this map. You'd have to build a sawmill if you want to do the traditional way, but even doing that, they're worth a lot. The one lone tree that we had in this field that sits right behind this farm here. So what field is that? That's right where Fuzzy's at. Field 85. I think that's the one you were talking about. We came in and basically we merged all of these fields together, took all the trees out and stuff. But there's a lone tree when you start this map sitting out in the middle of field 85. That tree, we took the wood chips off of that tree. And how much was it? I think we got like 422,000 liters of wood chips just from that one tree. That might have been the golden goose of trees on the map. There might be more out there, but I decided not to, do anything revenue-wise from the trees. Because otherwise, we completely would have broke the map right from that moment right there on. So yeah, it's a little bit, Jacob. So a lot of these trees, they resize them, and then I think it adds to the weight or the volume. So it adds to the number of liters that they're worth, or their value or something. But yeah, the only revenue we're making right now is going to be from the crops, silage bales, dried soybeans, dried corn. I'm really thinking about wheat because there's a lot of wheat fields out there right now, especially north of the farm there. There's like that wheat field and that wheat field, that wheat field. I think that's a wheat field too. Yep. Isn't it? Yep. There's another wheat field. All like right in the immediate vicinity here. There's another one over there. There's one over there. There's a couple up here. There's a couple of big ones up here. pretty good sized fields. Looks like they might have planted some cotton right there. Yeah. First cotton field that I've seen them plant. Oh wait, there's some more up here. Another cotton field right there. Looks like all these wheat fields are fully fertilized. That one's got some weeds in it. Welcome back. Do either one of those big ones up there? That one's got some weeds in it. Probably not too bad right now. Wonder if there's a contract on that one. Field 44. Looks like it's mainly plowing contracts out there right now. It's probably still too early. Yeah, it's probably just still too early. That's wheat, so that won't be ready till August? No. When is wheat ready? July? Hang on, I have to look on this map because it's different. September. So September, and then the barley. You could do second crop of barley, and the soybeans is different on this map for sure. So you can plant soybeans April to July. And you can harvest soybeans October through February. So this is where this field gets interesting. So when I created it, I didn't keep the lines straight because the field is not straight. The highway goes up at an angle there a little bit. So in order to be the most efficient with this field, I had to create that one about 1 degree off from the highway. So it's not a perfect 90 degrees. Now the southern border of this field, that's straighter than the top part. So you can see how much straighter it is there. Looking at the bottom blue part there. When is NASA supposed to send up this Artemis rocket? Is it February? I remember hearing about it. February 9th? Is it February 9th? Is that the first like window of launch? Is February maybe 9th? We've landed on the moon. They're not actually landing on the moon this time though, right? They're just going up there to do a few laps around it. Or maybe a lap around it, I don't know. First rollout is the 17th. I'm going to say January. Is that right? And then the first launch date, possible launch date is February 9th, I think. Is that right? They said it's the largest rocket that NASA will have ever launched. So is it bigger than the Saturn V? Saturn V was huge. Out of all the NASA programs, the Apollo program was probably my favorite. I mean, yeah, you had Mercury, you had Gemini, you had the shuttle program, Skylab, you have the International Space Station, but out of all of them, Apollo was probably my favorite. I love watching Apollo 13. I love watching From the Earth to the Moon. I love watching, there's a really good docu film that's put out by CNN Films about Apollo 11. That's a really good one. You had The Right Stuff. That really covers more of the Mercury and Gemini phases of it. Well, we're getting low on propane again. I'm gonna have to go. Looks like we're out of corn too. So the dried corn that we have left in there, we'll sell that this summer. We're almost out of beans. Still got a little bit to dry in there. Let me go fill that up. Propane you can buy down at Gage grain down there. You can buy it down there and haul it back up here, or you can do what we did. You can put in a propane tank or a what is it called? Refinery. This refinery you can put in, and you have to be on PC for this. Put in this refinery, and this does diesel, this does propane, and then I think you can also do water with this. Yeah, this is out there. You can find this on itch.io. Or just search for refinery on itch.io and you'll find it. So we still got a little bit of beans drying. We'll wait and see what they plant. The thing about this map is, like, you don't know, because sometimes when April hits, it won't be, you won't see a lot of bean fields, you won't see a lot of corn fields. Your best chance is cornfields, but bean fields especially, because they do a lot of late beans. So they might plant beans in July, and then they're not ready till February. They might plant beans in, May or June, and they're not ready till December or January. So I'd say we're kind of on our own in that respect. Is this done down here? Hey, this guy's done. Woo! They're doing a flyby of the moon and coming back. Are they not gonna do any laps around the moon? Are they just doing a quick flyby? Like one slingshot orbit like they did in the Apollo days? In the Apollo days, they did several laps around the moon. Apollo 8, they did several laps around the moon. Got some imagery and, spent some time up there. This is the part that I kind of wanted to come in and straighten up. Kind of want to steer clear of these telephone poles. Keep a good distance away from them. Yeah, maybe not that much. Maybe about like that or that. Do that. I think that would be enough. Alright, let me switch over to the keyboard here. Yo, come back. Okay, so I've got my what do you call it? Perfect edge locked in. So it won't move this way any, it'll only go that way. So that ensures that I can make a straight line. It's missing it. If you go too fast with it, it does miss. So. And then sometimes it's just texture lag. There, where I had that? I'm locked in, so it can't move. Not too close to them, are I? Am I? Are I? Really? Alright, I think that'll work. So let me actually go down through there. I think I need to plow out a little bit down here too. So that should keep me away from the poles, the power poles, telephone poles, power poles, telephone poles, whichever these are. I don't know if they're electric poles. There's more than one, so I don't know. Yeah, definitely we need a create field right here. Should have done 270. That's about right. get it all? I think I did. Alright, create field off. Go back down this way and make sure. Okay. Let's see. Do you... Can't plant yet. Our other big field, he's still plowing that one. Do you want to fertilize that other big field up there? I can't decide whether to keep that silo system up there or not, though. I'm thinking about just going ahead and selling it. It's kind of big, and let me get this guy going real quick. It's one of those drive-through type silo systems. You know, where you have to kind of fit up in there. Let me get this guy going real quick. Yeah, that's a lot better. That made the bottom edge straight at least. And then we'll work on that western edge later. Alright, he's rolling. Go up here real quick and take a look at that. So this is what I'm talking about here. This is the silo system that's here. And I don't know which one that is in the menu. I would imagine it's probably one of these down at the bottom. Probably that one right there. Only one way to tell is to kind of bring one out. No, it's not that one. Not that. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. That looks more like it. That is it. So it's that one right there. It's 16 million liters, so there's more capacity to it. But again, it's one of those drive-through ones, which means you can't roll over to it real quick with like a grain cart or anything. And I don't like that. I like having it kind of open, at least on the one side, where you can just roll your grain cart up to it and dump straight into it. It's a $600,000 thing, and I think if I sell it, it's $300,000. Close to it, 281. But we do still have that other one. We have another one of these on the map too. That one right there. I like this one. This one has that open station. And you get almost 5.5 million with this one. It doesn't take up as much room either. Like this is the one I prefer, this one right here. So if we sell this, we could plow that up and kind of incorporate that into the field there. think I am going to sell it. Again, I would like to be able to just drive the grain cart right up to it and dump in it, and you can't do that with this one, so say bye-bye. I'm going to sell it. I don't think we have anything in there. You know what? Let me double check. I don't think we do. This silo is empty is what it's telling me. Yeah, so if you wanna fertilize this up here, sell that. He's gone. Probably might have to do a little smoothing up here. Looks like there's some little mounds right there. Yep, gonna have to do a little smoothing out here. Unless we want to build a skateboard park or something, you know. Which I don't think we want to do. We'll keep these approaches into the field here. A little smoothing around them. Alright, that should do it. Yep, a lot smoother. The smoothing tool, I will say, is a lot better now. A lot better than it used to be. And whichever plow is done first, I'll bring up here and plow this out. Let's need to do a little tree work over there. I'd say this guy's gonna be done first. Ahead of the other guy. Yeah, this guy, this plow just takes forever. I mean, it's 7 miles an hour max on this one, and the other one goes, what, 15? No, it goes 12. So it's almost double the speed. Do you know any way I can make really good money fast? Like, what is the best farming method? Well, we always said there's money in beans. If you like the soybeans are probably the easiest and best cash crop you can get. They're easy to plant. Um, they're not a very high yield, but if you have large areas that you can plant the soybeans in, it's a good crop to get in. Corn is probably one of the higher yielding crops. I'd say corn and barley are higher yielding. Now, I'll say this. It depends on how far in you want to get to the crops. So, yes, wheat, barley, corn, higher yielding crops. But you also have to consider their selling price and do they drop straw if you want to get into baling or picking up straw. Because straw is a byproduct of wheat, barley, and oats. Now, the selling price for oats is much higher than the selling price of wheat and barley. So when you look at the more logical part of it, you're going to make a lot of money on oats, probably more than you would on wheat and barley. Yeah, you get the straw from wheat and barley, but you have a higher selling price for the oats. Plus, you get the straw on oats as well. So it just depends on whether you want to do that. Do you want to pick up the straw, bale it, pick it up with a forage wagon? Do you want to do that and make the extra money off the byproduct on the field? Or if you don't want to do any of that, then and you're just looking for like a cash crop, soybeans is a good one. Just look at your prices. Look at your peak prices when you go in and look to the product menu. So we'll just start at the top. Let's see where we at. That's alfalfa. Let's start with something in game. So barley, peak price for barley looks like almost 700. Canola used to be the big cash crop. It's still kind of a cash crop. It's better than a lot of the other ones. But I heard was it you that said you didn't like the look of canola, or maybe that was somebody else. But yeah, canola is still a pretty good one. No straw with that, but there's some money there. Let's skip over some of these. Corn. If you just sell the corn and you don't dry it, you're looking at 900, probably 900. Looking like maybe the summertime for just undried corn. Cotton's a great one. Cotton is definitely a cash crop, but cotton's expensive to get into. You have to have the equipment, and then you have to have something to pick them up with. We have the auto load trailer, which works for all the bales, so something to think about there. You can do silage bales if you have some grass fields. Let's see, rice would be a good one. It's okay. I think you get more out of probably the oat here. So oats, you're looking at a $1,200. It's just about $100 under canola. But the thing with oats is you also get the straw. So it depends on if you want to pick up the straw, if you want to bale it, pick it up with a forage wagon. Then you get in, and when you get into the root crops is a whole nother ballpark because, yeah, it takes the extra equipment to do that, but there's a much, much higher yield in the root crops. Plus, you got to think about, okay, my root crop harvester has a 4-meter head on it, versus like a 15.2 meter head on something you can do with soybeans. So it just depends on what floats your boat. Same with potatoes, any of the root crops, sugar beets, potatoes, red beets. You got your vegetables in here now. So regular rice, if you want to do it, it depends on how you want to do it. If you want to do it the way the end game does it, you have to consider flooding your field. You have to go in and create the field and then flood it and then keep it flooded at certain times. Or if you have the rice harvest mod like we have, you just go out there and plant the thing. You don't even have to really worry about it. And you only have to fertilize it once with that. So Sorghum's is an okay one. It's about the same level as corn would be almost. It's a little bit better. Really, the sorghum and stuff like that, you want to use that towards sorghum, wheat, barley. Want to use that probably towards flour. You can do the same thing with oat. So oats is a good crop. You can make the flour out of that. You can sell the byproduct of the straw. You can sell the oats at a higher price. But then look at your soybean price, $2,200. Soybeans are the cheapest thing to get into. You don't have to have any special equipment. You can use a basic grain header harvester to harvest it. And then all you got to do really is fertilize it. And then if you do all the extra other stuff, mulching, rolling, stuff like that. But it is, there's money in beans. This is why we say there's money in beans, because of that high selling price. And you got to sell it at the right time of the year, which I've seen so far has been in June. It depends on the map you're on, but for the most part, if you're selling them undried, June's your best bet. Even dried June is your best bet. You can do over $4,000 for dried soybeans, so it's something to consider getting into. You get your spinach and stuff like that. That's all okay. Sunflowers. There's good money in sunflowers, but it's a low yield. 1,400 is a peak price. You probably see some 1,500 prices there. So yeah, something else to think about. Really, if you're going to do sunflowers, that would be more for, your oil mill, something like that. But it's got a good selling price. If you got big areas to plow up and plant, consider sunflowers. All right, and then wheat. Wheat has your peak price around 750. So higher yielding crop, be good for flour, not so much a cash crop. So there you go, something to think about. This has been Farm Sim Education Hour with Matt the Green Arcade. Coming up next, pizza, all types of pizza. We'll review several different categories. Join us, shall you? Butterfly in the sky. Cue the Reading Rainbow music. Only a few will get that one. Twitchy will probably get that one. All you older guys out there. How the heck do you harvest sunflowers? So you can harvest sunflowers with a corn header, or there are dedicated sunflower headers. I know they don't have the Capella sunflower headers in the game, but the Capella sunflower headers, I think they're out there in the mod hub. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure they're out there in the mod hub. Pizza with or without pineapple? I would say, originally, I would have said pineapple with Canadian bacon. So like pineapple with ham. That would have been a given. That's like a Hawaiian style pizza. However, John from Puma Plow turned me on to pepperoni and pineapple. And that's pretty good. You get that sweet taste from the pineapple, but you also get the kind of kick from the pepperoni. It's kind of like having, have you guys ever had the chocolate covered potato chips? It's kind of the salt sweet type deal in that sense. That plow is goated, but it requires a lot of horsepower. It depends on what size you make it there, Mr. Tomahawk. This plow, you can get it in a 6 meter. We do the 9 meter with this one. That's kind of like the best size that we like. Go down to plows here. So yeah, here's the 6 meter. The 6 meter only requires 260 horsepower. So your larger medium tractors would pull this one. This is the width of the biggest in-game plow, by the way. So the smallest version of this ripper is the same width as the largest in-game plow. So this goes up to 9 meters, which is what we use. This seems to fold up pretty nice. It fits in most of the parking areas, like the shops, like the sheds. It fits under the gas station awnings and stuff. You can go up to a 12 meter. However, when you fold this up, it comes to a kind of a connection at the top, and it doesn't fit in almost anything. And when you fold it up, it's really tall. So, but you can choose your own color. So if you have a working theme with a brand or something like that, more power to you. Yeah, chocolate covered potato chips. You never had chocolate covered potato chips? They're good. What magical unicorn palace are we living in? No, they're good. They sell them a lot around Christmas time. People like them. They have fudge covered Ritz crackers too. Those are good. Oh no, it's not an abomination. Don't knock it till you try it. They're good. It's like the peanut butter bacon milkshake from Sonic. You know, you hear about it, you think about it, but don't knock it until you try it. The peanut butter bacon milkshake from Sonic is one of the best milkshakes I've ever had. You get the bacon kind of, you know, again, that salty kind of flavor with it, and then you get the peanut butter. It actually, honestly, it tastes like a deluxe Butterfinger milkshake. So, no, it's good. Peanut butter bacon milkshake. I feel for you guys that don't have a Sonic drive-in anywhere near you. We have a bunch of them down here in the Deep South. But yeah, you can harvest your sunflowers with a corn header if you don't want to use a sunflower header. However, a sunflower header will go faster than the corn header. I think the corn header has still got that 6 mile per hour limit, whereas a dedicated sunflower header, I think it goes to 9 if you're using it realistically. Chocolate covered bacon on a donut. I'm there, Jacob. Oh no, Tick. I don't know if we can be friends. He said Sonic is bleh. I don't know. Sonic's pretty good down here. We got a garlic butter bacon cheeseburger from Sonic. You eat that burger, you can literally feel your arteries clogging in your neck and in your chest when you eat it. It's really good though. It's a garlic butter bacon cheeseburger. They brought it back as I think it's a permanent menu item now. Just admit it, you live in a magical unicorn palace in the Midwest. Nope, I live in the Deep South, which is kind of the same, but not really. We just have good food. Everything is fried. Everything is fried. We fry everything. We deep fry our Oreos. We deep fry our cookies, like our chocolate chip cookies. We deep fry our Twinkies. We deep fry, you name it. We deep fry our ice cream. We deep fry anything you can think of. We can pretty much deep fry it. Deep fried macaroni and cheese. You have Wendy's and White Castle. See, we don't have any White Castles in the Deep South. I've never seen one. Now, Wendy's, we've had a Wendy's. Wendy's, I think everywhere Wendy's, and I read this in an article that Wendy's it's up for sale, but they are planning on closing another additional 600 locations in 2026. That's not good. They've been kind of going downhill. I'm afraid that if somebody doesn't swoop in and buy them and turn them around, that Wendy's will be no more within probably 2 to 3 years. And I don't want to see that. I like the chocolate Frosties. I like the Baconator. Another burger you can eat and you can feel your arteries clogging. Wendy's chili. Wendy's chili was a great go-to. They're the ones that came out with the pretzel bacon cheeseburger, and then they did away with it. They got a lot of good ones. Honestly, I'll even eat a single. I like the Wendy's burgers. Just a Dave's hot and juicy single. That's another one of those things where, you know, Dave Thomas, he was the founder, and he ran the company, and then when he died and passed away, Wendy's has just kind of been on a downward trend. Same goes with McDonald's too. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie, The Founder, with Michael Keaton. He plays Ray Kroc. So originally there were two brothers that owned the McDonald's, and then Ray Kroc came in and franchised it, and he expanded it and built it into the company that, you know, we from the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s all grew up and kind of loved. And then whoever took it over after him, ever since then, McDonald's has just gone downhill. They stopped like improving on the food and decided, okay, let's make this smaller. Let's make this cheaper. Let's, you know, water the drinks down more. Let's, you know. You look at a Big Mac from the 70s, 60s or 70s, and then you compare that with a Big Mac today, you would be just, your jaw would hit the floor. I remember Big Macs when they were actually Big Macs. Now, the Big Macs, I think they're actually smaller than the regular plain cheeseburgers. And even the cheeseburgers have gotten smaller. So, yeah, McDonald's has just gone downhill. Not to mention their ice cream machine never works. It's a running joke, but it's actually true. It's a little funny because it's true. Their ice cream machines never work. Never ever. They're probably going to get out of that business. And then they're also in a downward spiral. Their sales are down, you know. Numbers are down. Burger King's numbers are down. Anything fast food, all the numbers are pretty much down. Now, yeah, you look at other companies like Chick-fil-A and some of these other ones, like I know there's some that are expanding, like Whataburger. They're expanding. Chick-fil-A's expanding. In-N-Out, they're actually coming to more locations, I think, over here in the Deep South. What was that other one? Oh, there's another one. Can't remember the name of it. Yeah, Carl Jr.'s. Yeah, Crystal's is kind of like White Castle. I've been to Crystal's. They're pretty good. We used to have a lot more of them too, and a lot of them have gone away. Yeah, you're not wrong, Blue. No, never been there. Chick-fil-A is better than Popeyes? No argument here there. Raising Cane's. I've never been to Raising Cane's. I've never been to a Waffle House. Been to IHOP, but I've never been to a Waffle House. Let me go check on that other one. Should be about done. Yeah, you got maybe another pass. I think he'll be the first one done. Little guy's still chugging along. Plus he's got to go back and get that. As he's fertilizing that field, putting the first stage up there. That's good. Got a big alfalfa. Is that alfalfa? Yeah. Big alfalfa over there in that field. There's a nice squarish field right there. Prices on these fields are not bad though. 75,000 for that one. That's a nice squarish field. You got a lot of these areas that are just kind of like open kind of grass areas. You could just come in and plow them up a little bit. I don't know what that is back in there. Go take a look. Figure out which way I'm going here. Yeah, let me bring that other. I want to go this way. It may just be like meadow grass fields or something. I feel like I'm on the planet of indoor on this map. When you come in here, it almost feels like indoor. I keep looking to see if I see any Ewoks. Alright, so yeah, these are little open meadow grass fields is what they are. They kind of connect like those over on the west side. A little bit. There's so much to explore on this map. These trees are huge. That tree is... Does it not give you the size of them anymore? It used to give them the size. It doesn't give you the... It doesn't tell you how much they weigh anymore. It used to tell you how many tons they weighed. That's how you could tell how much it was worth. Yeah, a lot of these trees are huge. Big trees back in here. It makes me want to break out the brush chipper again, but really don't want to. Because if I do, that's going to break the map. And I don't want to break this map. I like this map. This map is very nice. The map author spent a lot of time on this map. Yeah, I live in the south. There's a ton of Waffle Houses around, but I just never have eaten at one. Have you ever tried to harvest sugarcane? Yes. Both the standard realistic way, but there's also a mod blue, and I don't know if you're on PC. Let's just go down to the sugarcane category here. What is that under? Under its own? It's under its own. Here it is. So here is the standard in-game sugarcane harvester. You get the Case IH. This only does maybe 2 rows. So we decided not to go that route. We went another route. Go back up to forage harvesters. Go to headers. We have the big 9-meter crone header. This comes in the sugarcane header, and then this comes in the poplar header. So if you wanted to do wood chips from poplars, you could. So you could plant poplars and get wood chips that way. Or if you wanted to do sugarcane with this, you just buy you a crone or another forage harvester, hook this header up, and you're good to go. That's a great source of sugarcane for sugar. I say it's a lot better than doing sugar beets. Yeah, this is kind of maybe like a logging area. It's definitely a lot of trees in here. Got a lot of open little grass fields here. This is an area where you could just come back here and just lay down and stare up at the sky. It's really nice. It's really peaceful back here. You can come back here and just have a picnic or, something like that. Grab a pizza and bring it back here. A little orange soda. You can back a mulcher up to trees and shred them instantly if you want it to disappear. Yeah, I can do that with a chainsaw too. A lot of fun. Just take your chainsaw. Let's say, let me find a big one. So one of these. Got the lumberjack mod on here. Take my chainsaw. What I want to do is come down here and activate that. Wait for my little red circle to show up on the tree right there like that. And just press and hold and voila! It's gone. We also have the brush chipper. The brush chipper, if you want to have the revenue from the trees, you can use the brush chipper. It's really nice. Get a lot of wood chips though. I may sell this shed. think we own it. Can't fit anything in there though. The doors are too small. I tried to fit the cotton picker in there. Would not fit. Can I sell this shed? Yeah, we can sell that shed. If I wanted to, I could sell it and rebuild the big one that we've got. What about the house? Can I sell the house? Ooh, I can even sell the house. Look at that. Sell the little house. It's like the little house on the prairie. For sure the shed, though. Might keep the house. House has got like a little drive-around driveway here. Can we go in that house? It almost looks like the house up there that we've got. Does it have the disco balls in it? Oh, look, a snowman. I like that the Giants added this. So in October, they'll put jack-o'-lanterns out front. And then in the winter, they'll put snowmen out. Christmas time, they'll put some lights on the house. See, look, there's an old jack-o'-lantern with a snowman in it. Look at that. Be some out front. Yep. Got a little snowman there. Yeah, this is a disco ball house. And we own it. Disco ball. You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Alright, then we can come in here and play some farm sim. Fuzzy can sit down at one and then I'll sit down at the other. Riverbend Springs. I'm away from home. Alright. Yeah, I got a lot of silage bales to sell. We'll come back and sell these at a later time. And is he done? I think he's done. Alright, woo! I'm headed towards you, Fuzzy. I'll be there tomorrow. Got a long way to go. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Why do you keep saying eggs, Blue? Come in and do a little grass on the edge of that too. Only problem is I don't have enough free time in Farming Simulator 25 to sit down and play Farming Simulator 25. So, you can't play Farming Simulator 25 inside Farming Simulator 25. Yep. Kind of like on Grand Theft Auto, you know, if you've done the business, the arcade, you can literally go in there to the arcade and play the arcade games, but you're inside a game. It's kind of weird. Like you can go in and play the game inside the game. I used to have that back on Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You could go into one of the outskirts bars out there, and they had a pool table set up. I would go in there so often and play pool because the physics were very, very real. They were very realistic. I just go in there and shoot some pool. I wouldn't play the Grand Theft Auto game. I just go in there just to shoot some pool. Well, that's a nice house right there. Kind of like one of those French-style chateaus. Bonjour. Oui, oui. Croissant. Oh. Je m'appelle Matthew de la Green Arcade. Hey. Oui, oui. Ratatouille. Bella notte. And I'm all out of French words. There's a big open field over there. Assuming that the tree line way over there is the probably like the border. But yeah, this little field right here, that's flat enough. We could build. It's right next door to the flour mill, so I would say maybe the bakery. Build the bakery back here. What else takes flour? Is there anything else that takes flour? I'd say the soup factory doesn't. Yeah, just look at the detail here. Look at everything around. I gotta go, Julia. We got cows. Is this our field? I think it is. Need to create this bump out down here though. Well, that lined up just about right. Pretty close. Alright. I think it just got off a little bit there at the end, so that lined up pretty good. See, by the time you get that done over there, Fuzzy, you're just about done with it. I might have this plowed out here, so I'll switch this guy over and let him plow this field up, and then it should be ready to go. I don't know if I'll get to the planting part of it right away, I try to knock out some of them trees over there. And I may just go through with the perfect edge and just draw a line up through there, and then I'll know where to put what, you know, what trees need to go, where the border of the field needs to be. And say this is a decent sized field. Get it kind of set up to where we can have the edges a little better. Alright, create field off. I don't think there's any other areas that need to be creatively plowed. Keep the road for now. Well, we'll keep the road indefinitely because it's got signs on it. So we'll hang on to this road. I think it's got a little crossing down here too that we'd probably need to keep. Whoa, buddy. Yeah, it's got signs on it. So it shall forever be its own field. Unless we can take it north. I doubt it. I think there's a creek up here though. I don't think we can go any further. There's a creek right there, maybe? No, maybe not. Where did I see that? I guess maybe, I thought I saw some culverts up here. I guess maybe it's just a drop off. Got a little runoff right there. But it's pretty smooth up here already. So there's the border of that. Where's the border up here? Gotta be out in these trees. Oh, it goes way over here. There'd be an opening back here. Yeah, so there's no tree line over here where this border is. Gotta be very careful about this because the border probably sits. Yep, it's right there. Huh, found it. Right there. So probably won't do a whole lot with this. We'll probably leave a lot of these trees out that way. Yeah, the border's actually like right there. Like right here where I'm standing. So probably won't be coming out this way too far. If at all. Probably, I might leave some of the trees out this way. Probably quite a few of them. But I think it totally could be merged with this field up here. Long term. Got other projects going right now. Try to keep working on. Really, that western side over there is a big one. Yeah, we could curve this on around. It comes out this way anyway. Curve it on around and line it up with that field over there. Okay, we're done fertilizing this one, right? Yep. All right. Looks like Junior is about done. Oh, is he finishing up this northern part? Is this the last little bit? It is. Bum, bum, bum. Well, I was gonna go Dana, but I guess he's not done. What are you missing? You gotta go back up north? Oh, there's a little blip right there. I bet he's going back for that. He's headed in that direction. He's kind of got that angle. He's probably going for that little blip right there. Probably this little triangle. But we got another one done. Another field down. Got it plowed up. All we got to do is come in and probably fertilize it. Well, no, not fertilize it, but plant it, and then we'll probably have to do the second stage after the first growth rate thing. I did come in and make these curves down here a little broader, so it'll be a whole lot better. You can see the plow line where we're going to expand this field over. It's actually pretty close right there. Then we can expand it on over in here too. And then this up here, I don't know about all this. I think I got to buy that field first before I can merge them two together. And we got these wheat fields here. These would be good. These have the power poles running through them. Still plowing down there. Got to plow this field up here. Okay. Well, that's a pretty productive day right there, if I do say so. Fuzzy did a lot of fertilizing. We did hauling of the cotton bales. Sold some dry corn. Pretty productive day, I'd say. Looks like a good one to me. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for today. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/thegrainarcade. And then if you haven't followed here, make sure you do that. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Until the next time, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Grain Arcade. We'll see y'all later. Have a good one.